to try to push KT even higher, because 10-8 doesn't really do justice to their current form, assuming that their current form continued since the road to MSI, which was about a month ago. Let's talk about the draft here. KT are going to be on the red, or the blue side rather, and they're going to ban Varus on blue.
Interesting, opting for the Varus ban away on blue side. I often see that being like a staple red side ban. Trundle going to be denied away from Cuz. I feel like Trundle priority has been super high recently, as well into a lot of the bruiser junglers, and obviously great into any tanks in top or jungle. Probably going to be the Pantheon coming through from Nongshim on the red side. You just see the Poppy taking away. I'll be interested to see if we get any bans towards like the mid lane picks. Aurora taken away from BDD here.
Technically counts.
But also flexes up towards the top lane as well. Yeah. And we've seen a lot of AP top laners be a really high priority. You know, we've seen the Rumble, we've seen the Gwen, we've seen the Aurora. All be pretty problematic and pretty high priority so far. Although it's obviously early days so far in this stage of the LCK.
Viban as well. So not considering picking that. BD and Cuz were very good at Ahri Wukong. Played it a bunch. Certainly could be something they look towards. We did just see the Wukong versus Vi, or did we? No, actually those are two different games. Never mind, but still, we did see both Vi and Wukong in our first series. Pantheon.
And it's just going to be Gwen. Especially with the Aurora band away as well. I mean, it does set up the Rumble as the counter that's left open and available. And Kingen has had some phenomenal Rumble games this year, I think. Particularly in the LCK Cup. He was on an absolute tear on that pick, so don't necessarily have to pick it now, but definitely can. We'll see if he opts to go for that. We've seen a lot of Rumble into Gwen, a lot of footage on that matchup. But they are going to prioritize the Azir for Calyx and deny that away from BDD. BDD could obviously just go the Taliyah into that, which we have seen many times before as well.
Just take the Taliyah away, put it in the bot lane, and lose the game. But yeah, it's probably going to be BDD picking up that Taliyah. I'm sure they're very aware of that potential. Doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I like the Xin Zhao coming through, especially with like the Trundle, the Pantheon, the Poppy, the Vi. A lot of jungle bans. They take that. You don't need to take the Rumble until you can take it on that third pick. So we'll pick up the Xin Zhao, denying the Xin Zhao Gwen, which is really annoying combo to play into as well with the double circles, the immunity. He'll pick up the Wukong, and now BDD considering options. Does hover the Yone, but he will just lock in that Taliyah to no real surprise. And now Rumble for Kingen. Again, no major surprises, I would say, so far. A lot of tier list picks, as we call them, just picking picks that are really powerful in the match. But the matchups make sense. You know, Rumble into Gwen, Taliyah into Azir. And both teams just kind of matching. And we saw a lot of this in round 1 and 2, where you pick up all of your top side in the first rounds, and then you start looking at your bot lane in the second rounds. Lucian going to get banned away from Duckdam here, and Alistar going to come as the counterpuncher. We saw a lot of R4 Alistar. Senna is another one that we often saw on R4, so I wonder if you'll see a ban away of that. Senna Nautilus still available, though Senna Alistar has been such a powerful combo at EWC in particular that was really effective.
Yep. Just farm, just heal, just hang out. And she gets supreme protection as well.
I feel like as well with the Nongshim composition, you know, Jiwoo playing something that can play at range, something safe into like the Wukong, into the Gwen, into the Taliyah would be pretty nice. You know, things like your Ezreals, maybe even like your Corkis could feel good. I feel like the fact that you have the Azir, you can just kind of play at a distance and look to poke a good amount into the enemy composition. Feels like the onus is more on KT to start the fight and engage. So I wonder if a ban goes towards one of those picks. We'll see. I will say Rakan's still open and available. Rakan pairs so well with Wukong, and you wouldn't really want to pick it as Nongshim, specifically because you're into a Taliyah, and I feel like Rakan into Taliyah is quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Although we have seen players do it before.
You try to force it, but the Senna is available, and it just feels so good.
Yep. R4 Senna comes out, makes a lot of sense. And you have that long-range poke available now to Nongshim, that threat at a distance. And yeah, you know, Wukong, If you get on top of the center, great, but she plays at such a distance that it can be a little bit difficult to find an angle in. Do want to get some extra engage in the support pool, and I think the Rakan does make a lot of sense. The only problem with picking the Rakan is that you kind of give the center a lot of license in lane just to kind of free farm. But I still think it's the best pick for those team fights, and they will take that one. Really powerful combo. I love the Wukong and the Rakan because you can clone. You can eat the clone, eat the Wukong, W in. It's so powerful.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
What are they going to pair with it? I mean, they were thinking about the Ezreal. You could go Xayah, but it doesn't really fit the comp.
I like Corki. Yeah, we saw a lot of Corki, particularly Ruler playing it. And it does a lot of damage in the late stages, has a bit more lane prior. I think particularly when you have the Rakan, which is a little bit softer in lane, the Corki has a bit more power just to contest the center a bit. You can even Valkyrie forwards, and Rakan could jump to you if you see an angle where the center's stepping up too far forwards. I think for Lehens, I feel like the more traditional pairing with the center is probably the Nautilus, but maybe concerned Nautilus feels a bit squishy into the enemy composition. Ends up going for the Leona. Leona used to be like a traditional counter to Rakan, but I feel like the matchup hasn't really been as favored for a long time. Just still feels a bit too slippery, a bit too hard to blow up, and we'll probably go those Merc Treads now. Yeah, I think Nongshim have this composition where you can play at range, play at distance, a lot of scaling in their composition, but KT have this nasty engage that they can layer, and if they got into G-War Calyx in these team fights, they're as good as gold. So I think both teams have a lot of strength, have a lot of things they can play through, and a lot of power in their compositions.
Yeah, I kind of give the edge to KT. I have a lot of faith in them to pilot a composition that has this much agency, this much ability to be proactive, and yeah, there are parts of Nongshim's comp that can just kind of press buttons to push you away, like an Azir, like a Xin Zhao, stuff like that, but they don't have the best setup for their Rumble, and both Azir and Xin Zhao, it takes them a little bit of time to really get that space, whereas I feel like at the snap of your fingers, you can get a Wukong and Rakan in your backline, and I'm not really sure if they're going to be able to deal with that, especially with the pace that KT has been playing with recently, so that would be where I would be looking.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think, you know, protecting this center against the Wukong Rakan, especially when there's like the threats of the Gwen on a flank, it's going to be tricky.
It's going to be tricky. Let's see how it goes here for game number 1. All right, game number 1, KT versus Nongshim. The revenge match for Nongshim after they got swept in Road to MSI by KT in round 2.
And I think as well, considering how Legend Group is kind of looking, an important matchup, because expectation is taking matches of Gen G going to be tricky. You're tied in score at the moment. You know, we saw how close things were between these two teams. Whoever is 5th place in Legend Group is going to have to go through play-ins. You know, any win you get against a team this close to you in the standings, really valuable, can make all that difference. So, you know, you want to start this portion off after a break. You want to start it off with a win, but it can be so meaningful, especially it's only 12 matches round 3 to 5. It is going to feel short, it is going to feel concise, it is going to feel like each of these matches is so meaningful. And this one I feel like is one of the more meaningful matchups.
Yeah, their match against T1 as well. T1 at the moment only a game win ahead of both of these teams, or a series win I should say, so.
I think that's the thing is when you look at the group, HLE have a pretty healthy lead. Gen G are miles ahead and also look very strong. But even though T1 are slightly ahead, T1 look really strong with that performance they've had at internationals. So even though they're not far ahead, I think it's hard to see them catching up on them. We never know, right? But I think that's why I think if like whoever wins this, you get that lead over your counterpart, and it feels really bad whoever gets put in last, because you know the only team that you had a good chance of gaining ground on just got a win off you.
Yeah, only thing I will say is that DK's nice peel here. Duckdom's still going to cleanse to get away, and it's Leona, so Lehen sets up a nice little play on the bottom side to get the cleanse, which is very good into Leona. But yeah, DK losing to Bro means that I'm sure a lot of our bottom tier legend teams will be like, huh, well, there's not a lot of threat from down there if we do have to go into play-ins against those teams.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like any legend group going to play-in, you're still feeling pretty confident relatively, but you don't want to chance it. You'd rather just get the highest seeding and avoid that possibility. Especially, we've seen times before where maybe facing a team who has a glow-up, you know, unexpectedly can really throw you off, put you in an unfortunate position.
Yeah.
We've seen KT face that before when they picked T1 in that earlier round.
Yeah, I'm sure they would like to avoid T1 as much as possible from here on out. After a bunch of losses to them in very important matches.
Yeah, but even the point I'm making is that at that time, T1 looked really not that great. And then obviously it was down to the fact that Hobie had kind of been subbed in, but then they got Faker back and they still looked a little rough. But I'm saying, like, you know, if D+ suddenly show up, could look a little scary. So we'll see. Either way, we do see the swap come in from KT's bot lane going up to the top side. But some threat on the King in here.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's going to overheat, you know, do a bit of damage. Perfect also not very much enjoying himself. So yeah, just getting zoned away by the Senna mostly. And now we're going to have another engage here on a Kingen. A bit more damage going to be layered into him, but still no kill threat. But Kingen is very much being zoned away, and the wave is pushing away from him. So pretty rough. And he's going to go for a back now. I wonder if he might call for a swap here. Or if he's just going to accept his fate and try to go back to the top lane. We see a TP in a bot, so that answers my question.
Yeah, he wanted the Rumble vs Gwen matchup. Didn't opt into the Rumble against Rakan and Corki matchup.
Yeah.
How's this here to defend his top laner, though?
There are 4 Nongshim members here. The flash on in, perfect. Not in a great spot. He doesn't have his own flash, and he is going to go down. First blood given over to Kingen. And, I mean, they saw that teleport coming a mile away, but they did not expect the dive to come through, and Perfect gets punished.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of handled that maybe the worst way possible. Because the thing is, because Cuz came in, they were like, okay, we'll stay under the tower, and then they realized, wait, we can't do this. They back away. They end up getting caught away from the tower, so not much is even burned from the side of Nongshim. At least under the tower with the exhaust and Perfect, maybe you're burning a few more summoners, right? Or getting someone's HP low. Maybe there's a threat of a turnaround. But here they're like, hey, we can defend this. And they're like, no, we can't. The Hens commits the flash. No one even takes any damage, really. Yeah,
they just elect to defend the middle of their lane instead.
So I feel like that went possibly as bad as it could for KT. And Nongshim, kind of put in a bad situation by that swap, managed to handle it, managed to bounce around in the right way. And Kingen now, pretty sizable lead since he was the recipient of that kill.
Yeah, he's going to be feeling very good about himself. Perfect. Not the best spot for him. It's still early. We've seen Gwen's come back, you know, the big team fight and stuff like that, so it's not the end of the world. Meanwhile, we did have Duckdom, who was kind of just solo farming top. You saw the wave was pushing into him, but he wasn't able to hold it for very long, and you see that G was caught right up to him. We get a stun coming down here on a Calyx. His level 6s are hit. Keeping that Azir as low as possible is going to feel good for BDD.
Knocked him a little bit low on HP, getting harassed out here. Jiwoo doing a good job of just putting the damage down. This is a frustration of playing into the center, is once you fall behind in terms of HP, I mean, that long range plus the sustain makes it very hard to sort of gain anything back.
Yeah.
Tom would love to get a reset in and does look for a window.
This is not a cannon wave. So he's just going to say, well, I'm too low, we don't have any vision, I need to back. And it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. So Nongshim's early game here looking very smooth. Some good decisions early, some rough handling from KT.
And I think when you have, you know, a composition like this, when you have like a Senna on your team, and you have a good early game, you're always feeling really positive about the outcome. Jiwoo as well, 30 stacks already, feeling good. Did see Talia making a move there, BDD threatening. There's a lot of ward coverage in the river from Nongshim, just in case anything was to come from it.
Yeah, they saw him coming a mile away, so he just goes back to mid. And this little stun going down on a Peter as he hops in.
Such a good stun, actually, from Lehens to interrupt the grand entrance.
Is Lehens back?
I mean, that was pretty clean. We'll see, you know?
It's good to get our overreactions in as early as possible so we can look as silly as possible based on how wrong our overreactions are. Because just doing the grub, I say grub because he's not getting more than one, it looks like. Little fight up on the top side. Peter's in a lot of trouble. Might go down here. Meanwhile, we got a fight in the river. Gideon getting pretty low, but that's Xin Zhao. Cuz himself as well has to flash away. And Nongshim is going to hold on to control of the river. And they should be able to take this one down. Just smites it, gets two of the grubs to Nongshim.
Yeah, Cuz starting up the grubs, and then his bot lane moved to match him. And I think kind of, as a result of them being too focused on their jungler, got caught up in things, the Hens finds a window to punish Peter. Which, I mean, I feel like because Dokkan moved a bit sooner, wasn't in range for him to dash to the Corki. Obviously, that battle dance distance a lot shorter when you don't have Desire, and does end up having to be in the flash there.
Perfect struggling a little bit more than just in the lane, I'd say. His CSing under the turret looking a little bit shaky, and he is a player that has struggled with nerves in the past. I do hope that you know, he's not experiencing that right now after the rough early game and the fact that this is his first match back. You know, hard to say. It's basically just conjecture. Well, gonna stop the back. Nicely done by Lehens as he's going to go for a back himself.
Did he actually stop the back there? By walking up?
Well, Ducktom went farther away.
Yeah. I mean, either way, Lehens holding the wave for his AD carry, doing the things that you love to see. But, slow start already in this game, but I feel like Nongshim getting some significant edges, and with a composition like theirs, feeling good about that. Next dragon spawning up in 30, and it is Chemtech, so looking at some good potential souls. You see the Hens make this way in, and they have full information here of who's there.
That's going to go straight in onto both of them.
Yeah, I mean, Rakan hard to pin down, Corki with Cleanse Flash, not the best targets to really find opportunity on.
Yeah.
We'll get a little bit of poke.
Peter doesn't have flash, though.
Yeah.
Not going to matter all too much.
He now only has 3 dashes instead of 4.
Yeah. All right, well, they're going to get in onto him once again, but as you mentioned, Peter does not care. In fact, he was kind of baiting that. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Gio in a bit of trouble, but he is going to drop an ult, and he had his barrier, so has to use both of them, but he gets away. Exhaust used by Perfect in the trade.
Now KT feeling confident, have numbers.
Oh, the double knockup! BDD is back for sure, as now they're going very deep for Gideon, and they get in the circle. BDD collects his very deserved kill, and a very nice play down on the bottom side of the map here for KT.
I think KT felt so confident in the setup for that. Nongshim kind of just hovering around. BDD finds a phenomenal angle there, and the follow-up is so swift. Dragon going to be the reward here. And suddenly that stable AD game we saw from Nongshim kind of in the bin.
I feel like BDD's seismic shoves are magnetic. Like, he's hitting every single one.
Yep.
Calix has got hit by everything. He just hit 2 people on the bottom lane. And it's another Mountain Soul yet again. And another trade in the top side. You will be okay.
Yeah, I'm not really vibing with this decision to have the Senna lane against the Gwen. It's certainly a decision. Not one that's going super favorably. We've seen times before where we've had AD carries lane solo against top laners, sometimes like a Jhin or Kalista. Senna not as equipped against a Gwen, I would say. And here is that shove, the double.
It was perfectly placed. They did both run onto it.
He just read them.
He just knew. They had no idea he was there. I mean, he had snuck down. And so maybe that's why they were posturing a little bit more forward.
Now it's really only that top lane matchup where there's a lead for Nongshim. I mean, mid's got a tiny lead, but it's not really that relevant. We'll see what Kingen can do with his advantage. if that Rumble can remain relevant. I feel like that's a problem whenever you play into Gwen, is that any lead you have feels great until it doesn't. And eventually at some point, Gwen just does Gwen things.
Oh boy. Here we go. We got a heal coming in. There's the wall. Might be forced to flash here, Calyx. Nope, just gonna dodge the knockup, and now he gets charmed as well. Bit of damage does follow up, but Calyx smartly will hold on to his flash as he did not need it. Not gonna see the solar flare hit in the middle, but Cuz gonna be forced to use the Cyclone as they continue on. But they're so deep in the jungle, our Nongshim, as they do get the kill on a Cuz, but they're gonna feed Perfect one himself, so he feels pretty good about that personally.
Yeah, giving the kill over to the Gwen does not feel good, but now Kingan's looking with the Leandry's in pocket. Oh, if Perfect could stage check, that would have been, I think, just death.
Yeah.
I think definitely death. A lot of aggression comes out, and in that topside play, I think the goal was just to get Calyx's flash. They really wanted to make him flash, and he just refused to, so a little bit unfortunate there. They are now looking for it again. He's just not flashing.
Hey, he's just not getting hit by anything. Very nice flash this time, aggressively, and BDD, he gets a shield, but he's gonna hit the floor at the same time. Calyx styles on the two of them.
Oh, saving his flash for that moment, and he gets so much value out of it. Gets the solo kill in the 1v2. And BDD won't be feeling too hot about that one.
All right, we got the equalizer down, but Perfect, there's nowhere for him to run. He's being chunked out by the Rumble. Kingan picks up his second kill.
Huge win from the solo laners of Nongshim. Back-to-back solo kills. And suddenly things feeling really good for this team once again. I think Kingan played that all-in really intelligently, threw the ult down, and the Gwen Shroud meant he didn't immediately get aggro until he jumped in. We'll see this replay here. Calyx dodges away, sidesteps twice, and then here dashes in, flashes over the shove. Because BDD has aggro to just clean up the kill.
Oh, shit.
Well, I think you guys know what he said there. And this follow-up, too. I mean, Perfect, this is not the first time he's tried to stay alive in this area of the map.
Yes, the Shroud goes down, so he doesn't immediately have aggro. And then when he goes inside the Shroud, he's immediately set up to overheat and just demolishes him so quickly, because the Equalizer, when he enters the Shroud, it can start ticking, and he just does so much damage.
Yeah. And he has the phase rush too, so he gets in, gets out. Very strong rune, it feels like nowadays. See a decent amount of phase rush.
Movement speed is OP.
It really is, and on Champs where it's easy to proc, it's just like, it's so good.
Yeah.
It feels so nice. Game not over, but Nongshim in a very comfortable lead at the moment. Looking to pressure underneath this turret, this time on a Kingan as the entrance will come down. And we got a follow-up of so many members here. Peter does a very nice job of tanking up as even dodges that, but he's going to be left to die. Jiu by himself, though, in the pit is going to have to flash away straight into the arms of Cuz, who wants that kill, and he will have it. As Cuz now, he's got some help from BDD, but the chase is coming down here. Gideon wants to go in, but Loleventvods himself will be taken out by the Talia. And now it's just Gideon with no ults. At least he's got that tower there to keep him safe for now. If you're a KT fan, don't look at the bottom lane, though, as help pings are coming out from Perfect, who is not having a fun game. Gideon, also not in the most fun of spots, but a TP is coming in. And looks like they're going to drop some rocks here, try to chip away at him, and then just back away, and that they will. They get the kill over to Duck, down 430 gold, not bad.
Slow and controlled end to that fight from KT with the early start. Very chaotic, very scattered. Looks like they were trying to set a trap for King in there, but they won't find him. The goal, I believe, was the Rift Herald, but they kind of got lost in the source in the mix of this one. So they look for King in here. They wait for some extra reinforcements. Wojciech Cuz is in range, and the Sentinel does come through, but it's not enough really to change the fate. Gideon tries to clean up Peter, but ends up taking a bit of time. So in the meantime, Jiwa gets focused down, unfortunately flashes straight into Cuz, and just annihilates him. Does end up putting him in a difficult spot, but he buys so much time, dashing over to the Lens. Gideon has to commit to kill him. And unfortunately, Gideon flashes here, but doesn't really have a way out afterwards. And they kind of just walk the minions in and trap him.
It was a very interesting fight, a very dynamic fight. It was fought on many different levels.
This is what I wanted from this series.
Yeah. Kangen's going to get a free turret, but looks like so will BDD eventually. The feats of strength do go over to Nongshim, and they continue to push this top lane. They got 4 guys up here and the Rift Herald, so significant pressure going to be put on this inner.
This is fun. So big influx of gold. And Calyx also picking up the mid-tier one as well. Oh, charge coming in from land. What can he do? We're judging.
His driving is good.
Okay, didn't really take it anywhere. Some nice moves, but wasn't really able to get anything from it. Wasn't that a thing when Lahens was on Gen G where he didn't have permission to drive? Maybe he's been practicing. Maybe he just wanted to show off his skills.
He gave us the thumbs up. He's a lot more confident about it nowadays, apparently.
Maybe this was just an opportunity to practice a bit, right?
Yeah.
Take the time. I mean, what else was he doing, right? They're not going to drive the Herald into mid.
Backing and resetting, maybe, you know?
Well, maybe his back was going to get interrupted, so he needed to get a little bit of distance away, and he thought this is a faster way to do it, and practice my driving.
It's a win-win.
It's efficient.
2 his ears, 1 stone. Or in his ear and in an Anivia.
Zyrakan.
Yeah, there you go.
Zyrakan, 1 mile away.
All right, well, no knock-up this time. Dude's a little bit too fast. Again, movement speed, OP. You saw Diablo playing Sivir in the last game. Sprinting around, doing whatever he wanted.
He was going fast. Bloodletter's Kiss, picked up by King and Big Spike. Available. We do see Atakan spawning in 30 seconds on the bot side. Nongshim trying to clear out some vision towards there. Seismic Shift comes up, but doesn't connect. Will we just start the Atakan on spawn?
Not so sure.
I feel like it's a very dangerous thing to do, but I kind of feel like we could just see it. We did just see, so Dokkan just picked up the Manamune is fully stacked. That's a big spike for the Corki. A lot of trying spikes coming through. Rapid fire cannon for Jiwoo. Gives him a lot of range. About to hit 60 stacks as well. I feel like both teams are saying, you know what, guys? I think we're ready to fight.
Yeah, the real issue is that Perfect isn't really a champion yet. I'm not sure if he is going to be a champion at any point in this game, but the gap in top lane is gigantic. And you really need your Gwen to actually be doing something to cut through the healing of the Senna. They have a decent amount of damage elsewhere, but I still think that Perfect needs to be doing at least something, especially compared to Kingen, who is just gigantic on this Rumble. He doesn't have a huge amount of hard CC on his team outside of the Leona to set up some really big equalizers, but still he's been doing so much work in the side lanes and in these skirmishes that he deserves a shout out.
Oh, we just saw, okay, I just saw Black Cleaver was bought by Gideon. Kingen, Calyx, and Jiwoo all just upgraded their boots. To me, that's such a signal that they want to throw down right now, that they want to fight.
They want to throw down.
Yeah. They want to rumble. They have a rumble.
The difference in meaning between throw down and throw up. It's a very big difference in meaning.
KT want to throw up when they're on the roller coaster and it's going up and down.
Yeah.
Nongshim want to throw down because they just bought a bunch of cool items and they bought new boots and now they're heading to, oh no.
That's
not much damage.
He's got Rylai's. He's pretty tanky actually. Peter just gonna hop away. Doesn't really care about the Leona. BDD did have to flash though, so that's a big pickup there. Now trying to get on a G who's just alone. And guess what? He's being chased all the way down into the mid lane. BDD, though, not going to get the hit just yet. But Lahan's trying to get over. He's going to die as well. The equalizer does basically nothing. In comes Calyx, though. That's a very nice sweep. BDD in a ton of trouble. Does as much damage as he possibly can before he goes down. And it's actually a double that does go to him. But Kingen is really the final raid boss. And again, the guys who have the most health are him and Perfect, who is once again still very far behind Kingen.
I'm just doing so much damage on this Corki, and I feel like the saving grace was Calyx with the shuffle. I think this was looking so bad. I mean, look how quickly he obliterates this Senna. And then BDD trying to clean him up on this one. Lahens tries to go for the saving play onto the Talia. Ends up very scrappy, very deep. The equalizer doesn't get a huge amount of value. The shuffle I mean, if the equalizer was still available here, it would have been insane.
Yeah.
But the shuffle really saves the play for Nongshim there. And of course, they're just starting up Adakan.
Yeah, Peter does not have a smite, and okay, it's going to be a smite from Lehens. Oh, Gideon wasn't there. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yep.
I was like, wait, why didn't Gideon smite? It's because he wasn't there.
But now he's going to be here for Dragon.
And he's here, and he's got his own smite this time. And it looks like Nongshim should have major control over this area. I feel like if Jiu sticks with the team, stays safe, and doesn't get chunked out before the fight starts, like, Nongshim should not be losing these fights.
And if he doesn't have the enemy Corki fly into his face and do
Yeah.
70% of his HP, yeah, I agree.
Or like be soloing a Gwen in the early game and stuff. Like, he's just been alone. 63 stacks is all right at this point in the game. It's not amazing. Okay, Calyx is going to dodge that one, gets away. And now a lot of low health bars here on the side of KT. Gideon taking a bunch of needles to the face, and in goes Lehens. He's getting shredded so quickly by Duckdom and even the Gwen, but it is just Lehens, and still a lot of low health bars, especially on the Duckdom. So Nongshim considering this Dragon.
Gideon gets chunked.
Yeah, it's a bit more damage into Gideon. He's getting a little bit too low. Look at the poke damage coming out from this guy.
He walked out the shield.
He walked out of the shield.
He died to the Dragon.
BDD's like, okay, now he's zoned away. They don't have a smite, so we can just take this. No! The early smite from Cuz gives the free gift to Kingen and his friends.
What?
There was no other jungler there. That has to be secured.
What a game. What a game.
I love League of Legends.
I'm locked in for this. So, this was very chaotic. And the flash from Peter, a little bit off for Calyx. Was a good reaction from him, though. And the thing is, Lehens ends up very deep in this and does end up getting focused down. But so much damage is done by Nongshim from a distance. They have so much poke. So despite losing a whole member, a lot of damage is done to KT, limits their fight chance, and a lot more sustain on the side of Nongshim. And then here, just a flame spitter tick, I guess?
Yeah. It looks like 1236.
민성아, 잘해라.
Said, do well. I'm not sure to who, though. Oh, to Gideon. He's like threatening Gideon. He's like, play better, buddy. Or at least that's the vibe I sensed. Classic Lehens. And yeah, it was at 1236, and then the smite is 1200, so
yeah,
one flame spitter, just 36. It's enough.
The thing is, right, that was kind of crumbling under no pressure because there was no jungler anywhere near. Cuz didn't need to smite at 1236. When there's an enemy jungler there, sometimes you have to take the leap and smite at 1236 and hope that it syncs with someone else's damage and you know, it drops as you smite.
Oh, not again. No, Jiu, not like this. No, he doesn't have his flash and they're just hounding him down. It's just a free kill on Asena, and this has been happening all game long.
I feel like Nongshim are playing as a 4+1, right?
For real? It's crazy. Oh, and the knock up into the knockback. It's crazy for BDD as well.
I feel like Nongshim are playing as a 3+1+1.
Oh, make it more, BDD. He says, I will win this game. I don't care who the other players in this game are.
I feel like Nongshim are just 5 individuals on the rift, completely separate from each other.
2+1+1+1.
2+1+1+1. What is he? I mean, BDD, if he's gonna hit the shoves, he's gonna get the kills. And KT just find the winning series of plays. Just hit your skill shots. It's that simple. It's the Korean advice. Just hit the skill shots, win the game.
All right.
I mean, this is pretty unforgivable.
He's hit by himself.
Yeah, and then here, so the tower's dead. Everyone, look, that tower's dead. You know it's dead. So you're walking up. Okay. Now he's dead. Great. And then, why are you walking up as well?
He says, let's go Baron. But then...
Oh, man. I mean, let's
down.
Okay.
Yeah.
바로.
Now let's go Baron.
바로. 와, BDD. Okay.
Okay. I think everybody had the same reaction. Wow, okay, BDD.
I mean, BDD is just, yeah. I mean, reminding everyone, why everyone was talking so highly of him throughout rounds 1 and 2. He's
Is
having a phenomenal
BDD
game.
better than Joe?
That guy had a point! No.
Okay, well, Peter Sircon still. He's fine. And yeah, now with Baron, I mean, finally KT have taken the gold lead. I think they had it earlier on. Here comes BDD again. That wall is going to trap Lehens a little bit. These Leona, I do wonder if they have the damage nearby. They can't quite overextend here. Probably a smart choice with Calyx standing right there, level 16.
Lehens hasn't gotten solo picked yet, so maybe it's his turn.
A 1+1+1. Yeah. Could happen.
I need the full separation. I need to see the lay. Everyone just entirely by themselves.
Yeah. He would be the last piece of the puzzle. That equalizer very good, actually, to zone them back, and the damage goes through on a perfect, who once again is not really a champion. Duckdom gonna get exhausted, Cuz in a bit of trouble here, just elects to spin around really fast, and that will save him. He does have to flash as well, but we got Dragon coming up in 22 seconds. Nongshim turning this one around potentially.
2 dragons apiece, so this is soul point 5 either team, and with perfect down, just have TP, but it would be very late for this dragon, so I think they might just have to give this one up. Nongshim showing they are not out of this game yet. And I just love, you know, we have this group system. The Rise teams lower in the standings, weaker teams, the Legend teams higher in the standings, stronger teams, cleaner teams, more controlled teams, more organized teams, you know?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. This was a great engage. The equalizer got so much value here, and then Nongshim just pushed forwards on that momentum. A little split up here, Cuz gets separated from the team, and obviously Wukong very slippery, does manage to get out, but So Chung's not able to find more in the fight. And it's still a lead for K. Oh!
Here we go again. Now it's Perfect's turn. And there were 3 people over there as well. Nongshim, their turn to catch the wandering stray. And they did get him. Now KT pushing in top. And with no Baron, I feel like Duckdom, yeah, he just clears this. So
Yeah, so KT just pushing top lane. They get that tier 2 share, but in the meantime, Nongshim are just taking tier 2s of their own. Jiwoo is once again solo.
he's really good at finding the one place where his teammates aren't.
Yeah.
In this game. I feel like that's been something he's really excelled at in this one.
Yeah, this was pretty slick. I mean, the dash came in, he gets inside the shroud, you're pretty doomed. Easy as that. Alex has a good amount of damage at this point. And this game, we're down on 9 sets. We haven't seen the Gwen really come online yet, which typically we do at this point. Okay,
all right, we're getting messy once again. Kingen trying to TP away from the Wukong. That's what Wukong does. Now he's trying to turn on the Cuz, but he doesn't have the damage. 410, 205, tons of gold goes over to KT. And the desperation is beginning to sink in a little bit.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Break it down, Ox. You're very smart.
Yeah, maybe he was hoping that because his ultimate key would malfunction at that moment.
Maybe he thought it wasn't off cooldown from the fight 2 minutes ago. Yeah, I don't know. He's just desperately clicking his buttons.
Maybe he's like, look, Cuz likes clearing jungle camps, maybe he ulted a jungle camp greedily earlier, and he doesn't have it available.
Maybe he just missaw the champ and thought it was someone else.
Maybe he thought that Wukong was a Corki. I don't know.
Maybe.
We can only wonder. Either way, he did die, to no surprise. It's a minute until Baron. Nongshim are actually grouping around you. I think this is smart. Don't let him be alone.
It's like in Soloki, the guy wants to keep split pushing. You're like, no, just follow the split pusher. Now Gideon in a bit of trouble, but he does have his flash. The follow comes through from Cuz, and Peter gets pretty low. They finally do take out Gideon, but a ton of damage is done by Calyx. Cuz is still going, and he's going to go down to his GA. Calyx has to dash away. But Cuz is going in for more. He's got to cycle him back. And they want Kingen, but the Zhonyas, they're just taking the damage and they don't care because they just want to live. They're not going to get it. They're not going to kill Kingen. It's not going to happen. And the range from Jiu is gigantic now. He's actually a turret. Lehens still looking to go in, but Doesn't have any follow-up. 4 versus 3 in favor of Nongshim. Are we looking at a Baron?
Ole!
No, it's BDD. Does it again. Just walking over Ward.
Oh, God! Wait!
Lasagna's put the disengage cone. Thankfully saves his life and denies us more action.
This is such a chaotic game. So back and forth. So many interesting moments in just a single fight. So Gideon, a little bit caught out. Great response here, by the way, from Giro with the flash to dodge away from Peter. Gideon gets super caught out and punished. But we're not going to be able to see the rest of this replay. It was really cool, you know, they focused on Kingen, but Baron has been started in the picture-in-picture, so I feel like we're not going to get too much of this. They are speeding up, thanks.
They might just get it.
Yeah, would you see Kingen here? The turnaround with the Zhonya's is so big, but yeah, we get the Baron coming through. Fight starting off.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to keep them around and get something going, but Nongshim are pressing the escape pod at this moment. Ingo's PDD's going so deep for this one! And he's Zonya's and he flashes, but he's still dead! It's way overextension from our KT mid laner, but now into the back line, they're very exposed. Cuz with a 3-man knockup, it's gigantic, but Kingen is just more fed, it looks like. Trying to do the damage, they get the knockup, Duck Time gets away! And it's actually KT who win the fight without BDD. Calyx still on the chase here, gotta be careful. He wants one soldier, but he's not gonna get it. And he's just desperately chasing.
Look at the little corgi! The corgi running away!
And you're not gonna kill him. Oh, the knockback! Oh, he gets it done! KT aces them!
That was the best part, just a little butt running away from him. Oh man, Nongshim get the Baron. But unfortunately, you don't keep any of the buffs. And this was such a crazy play from BDD. You know, we praised him all game.
This is
insane! Goes in, gets a double shove in the middle of everyone. Tuz gets insane value here though.
Yeah.
Waits out the equalizer, dives in afterwards, gets this double knockup, and then flashes to follow up on more triple knockup on the second ult. And look at this fight he has with G with the 1v1. I thought he was going to lose this, and the final slam kills him.
Yeah.
And then the chase. Oh man, the chase was so good. Just the fact that just the little corgi butt the whole time in his face.
Just wagging the whole way. Just wiggling.
That's peak. That's why that skin's the best.
Yeah.
Right? That's why that skin is so powerful.
And now we're getting the Supreme late game. Like, Perfect is almost a champ now. And this Corki is...
Oh, he went Bloodlord. How much... I mean, with
full
the build, that actually probably gives a good amount of AD. He's gone, like, normally we see, like, a bit of a transition to crit after, like, the initial items.
375.
He has... I mean, he has a lot. But he has a lot of health. This is a very... He's like 4,000 HP. Guys, this is like a bruiser Corki. He actually has so much health.
So just... This is crazy.
This is...
Black Cleaver. It's actually pretty difficult to kill him. I think it's like just Kingen who can do it, really. I guess Calyx as well at this point.
I mean, Leandri's value is pretty big from Kingen.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of burn there, but it's still, yeah. And obviously, the lower he gets, I mean, you're not trying to get low HP in these fights as a Corki, but, you know, you get a lot more AD, percentage HP, percentage AD from that Overlord's Bloodmail. Yeah, Doc Dam still pumping a lot of damage. And with the high number... Oh, he's out. But Gideon, do they know?
Wait,
I think they know.
The instant down, maybe gets away, the charm comes in, and they're all piled in the circle. The equalizer goes down, but it's just not enough. The needles come over the top, Perfect gets it done. And they get the pick, and they get out. There aren't any objectives, actually, at this point, so I feel like continuing might have been the choice, but they didn't really use any summoners outside of the TP.
Ooh. That hit on Peter maybe could have been something, but Gideon... 4-8-5 in the Xin Zhao, not having the best game.
I don't know if I've seen a Xin Zhao die this much.
Yeah.
The game has been so wild that it kind of is understandable.
I like how he just tried to stay in the brush, like, maybe they'll forget I'm here. He tried his best to live. That final ult that came through really sealed his fate. And does manage to dodge away from the side quick shove to get out. And again, it's not going to lead to too much. They do get his flash for later. That's significant, particularly when we think about it's Baron in a minute 45, it's Soul in 2 minute 30, and your jungler is now flashless. That does have relevance.
Yeah.
So that's important, I would say. But in terms of actual impact of that singular kill, pretty low. Just a bit of gold. I will say BDD working towards a Rabadon's and Calix's as well. That's my question mark. Who will finish a Rabadon's before these final objectives? So I feel like this next Baron and next Dragon may well dictate the end of the game.
Yeah.
We will see. Rabadon's now picked up for BDD, so we have an answer in that regard. I think Calix still a while to go, though. He is behind in gold. And Gideon working on a GA, whereas Cuz already has his, so it would be nice if Gideon could finish that, but I think he's a while away. Black Cleaver finished for Cuz there.
Look at the vision here in the top jungle. Nongshim don't have him. The top lane is push. The mid lane they're trying to get control over. But they're going to have to get some kind of vision, or they're just really not going to be able to challenge this without a Xin Zhao flash. They might just try to force a fight. As you can see, they're really pressuring as much as possible in mid to try to get this positioning, but BDD gets the free push. He gets a wall down as well. He's coming over the top. Here he goes. Jiu in a bunch of trouble, and there's no threat onto BDD. Really down goes Jiu, and that's going to be a gigantic pick. This Corki is absolutely massive, and Cuz continuing to chase. Calix is all alone, and I think Perfect can handle this. Calix just going to flash away. Might just die to minions eventually, and the Baron just only spawning now means that, you know, they don't really care about this guy, but they might pick him out. He gets out, but no jungler, and I think they just got to give away this Baron anyway.
But that is significant, because if he died there, they wouldn't have been able to defend Dragon at all. If you look at it, I think it's still maybe doomed. The Baron's obviously gone, but there's like 4 seconds between Gideon spawning and the Dragon spawning.
They needed Hex Gates!
Yeah.
They needed Hex Gates for Gideon.
The Hens is moving down to get vision. We'll see after the replay how that goes. But Jiwoo is just too far forward. You know, you're a center. Why are you the one on the front line?
He has so much range.
Even with a Seeker's Arm Guard with Flash Barrier is still dead. And as soon as he goes down, I think the fight is doomed. So a bit, all I can say is poor positioning from him, especially into a composition like this. But here, Nongshim have got that set up. You can see the rest of the team heading over. And I do think that Calix surviving that actually was a difference maker, because he would have been still dead at this time if he died there.
Yeah.
So, yes, they lost a lot of gold there. Yes, they went down in Baron. Yes, they're behind, but they're here to try and defend.
Boy, here we go again. No, Jiwoo! He's dead again! Meanwhile, the Perfect's going very deep in here. He's going to get knocked up, and he's really not the threat. He flashes in like assassin rock thrower Talia, and Kingin on the run is the only one left. I think KT finally did it. And yeah, they're just going to get a kill here at the very end. Triple for DuckDom, and KT win game number 1 of this best of 3 series. We could have 2 more of this, guys. It's 41 minutes in, and KT, they've finally done it, Ox.
I mean, I feel like DuckDom's Corki was just monstrous. BDD had so many great shots. Cuz on the Wukong, an absolute masterclass. I feel like Kingen tried so much to turn that game around on the Rumble, but it just wasn't to be, and some critical errors at critical moments for the side of Nongshim there. A crazy game, though. A chaotic game.